Robinson's going to jail for 13 months. G'day viewers, it's Wednesday. That means it's time for Wangafat Wednesday, an acronym that means who am I not giving a fuck about today? And today, I'm not giving a fuck about Tommy Robinson going to jail or anyone stupid enough or fucked enough to defend him, because it comes down to it with both his actions and the actions of anyone defending him. There are basically only two possibilities. And possibly you could be a blend of the two. One, you're thoroughly reprehensible garbage excuse of a human. Two, you're really fucking stupid. You see, people who are framing this as a free speech thing, you're either willfully lying or you're very fucking stupid. Because the actual facts of what happened are, Tommy Robinson was already convicted and on a suspended sentence for contempt of court for broadcasting the details of an ongoing rape trial. And you see, the reason that's an offence in England and other places is because there's a belief you could jeopardise the trial. If you release details of the people on trial before the trial is concluded, you may result in a situation where a judge decides the defendant can't possibly get a fair trial and their defence lawyer moves through mistrial and the person can never be convicted. So if you think the defendant in a case is guilty, the worst thing you can do is breach this sort of non-disclosure order, because you could end up guaranteeing they're never convicted. So anyway, Tommy Robinson was already on a suspended sentence for a conviction for doing this, and then he did it again at another trial. And, surprise, surprise, he got arrested, and surprise, surprise, now he's going to jail. This is the people around the world, the right-wingers, who, like I said, they're somewhere between, I was going to say disingenuous, but that's too polite. They're somewhere between hideous, lying, evil, festering piles of pus and really fucking stupid, because he was not having his free speech restricted. I guess actually, technically, under the American definition, you could say, because they say the government shouldn't pass a law that imposes your freedom of speech. But there's always them. But anyway, he knew what was going to happen. He knew he was on a suspended sentence. He knew what he was doing was illegal. He knew he would be arrested. He knew he was facing jail because he was on a suspended sentence, and he had been point blank told, if you reoffend, you will go to jail. And the other thing he knew is he was running the risk of these defendants getting off completely, making it impossible to convict them. And so you've got to ask yourself, when somebody is willing to do something to further their agenda, and in case you don't know, his agenda is not being against sexual violence, his agenda is being an evil, bigoted sack of shit, because you don't see him doing the same thing when the white grooming gangs have been on trial in England, which is a thing that's happened. And yes, by the way, the people on trial were Muslims of South Asian origin. And yes, anyone who commits serious sexual offences is fucking vile. Laughing at Tommy Robinson has got nothing to do with saying anything good about the defendants in this case. They're two actually completely separate issues. And what Tommy Robinson did was risk these defendants getting off. And he knew that because he'd been told that by a judge. So what do you say about someone who's more interested in pushing his evil, fucked, bigoted agenda than he is at seeing anyone actually punished for serious sexual offences? I'll tell you what you say about someone like that. He's in fucking jail where he belongs. And if you're too stupid or bigoted to understand the reasons behind it, you're also a fucking piece of shit, and I don't give a fuck about you.